Millions tune into Criminal Minds for a weekly dose of psychological sleuthing and rapid-fire criminal profiling. But how much of what we see is rooted in reality, and how much is pure TV magic? Welcome to Fact or Fiction Foundry, where today we're melting down the myths behind one of TV's most addictive crime shows. Let's separate the science from the script.
Somewhere, counselor?
Having been wrong on those cases, isn't it possible that you were wrong about Brian Matloff?
No.
Fact is, behavioral analysis is really just intellectual guesswork. You probably couldn't tell me the color of my socks with any greater accuracy than a carnival psychic.
Objection.
Withdrawn.
Charcoal gray.
Well, look at that. He got one right.
You matched them to the color of your suit to appear taller. You also wear lifts and you've had the soles of your shoes replaced. One might think you're frugal, but in fact you're having financial difficulties. You wear a fake Rolex because you've pawned the real one to pay your debts. My guess is to a bookie.
I took this case pro bono. I am one of the most successful criminal attorneys in the state.
Your vice is horses. Your BlackBerry's been buzzing on the table every 20 minutes, which happens to be the average time between posts from Colonial Downs. You're getting race results. And every time you do, it affects your mood in court, and you're not having a very good day. That's because you pick horses the same way you practice law, by always taking the long shot.
On the show, the BAU swoops in, analyses a crime scene and delivers a detailed profile, all before the next break. In reality, criminal profiling is a marathon, not a sprint. Real FBI profilers spend weeks or even months poring over case files, crime scene report, and victimology data. According to the Real Behavioral Analysis Unit, creating a profile is a consultative process involving dozens of interviews and stacks of paperwork, not just gut feelings and dramatic stares. FBI case studies show that most profiles are delivered after extensive analysis, not on-the-spot intuition. Real BAU agents rarely visit crime scenes, they work mostly from their offices in Quantico.
I'm Agent Hotchner. This is Special Agent Dr. Reed.
Oh, you look too young to have gone to medical school.
There are PhDs, 3 of them.
What are you, a genius or something?
I don't believe that intelligence can be accurately quantified, but I do have an IQ of 187 and eidetic memory and can read 20,000 words per minute. Yes, I'm a genius.
Criminal Minds turns profilers into action heroes, chasing suspects, making arrests, and interrogating killers face to face. In the real world, FBI profilers are consultants. Their primary job is to analyse data and provide behavioural insights to field agents, not lead SWAT teams or kick down doors. The real BAU rarely participates in field operations. Their main role is to support ongoing investigations from behind the scenes. Actual job descriptions emphasise research, report writing and collaboration, not high-speed chases.
So, if we're undercover, maybe we should, act like a couple.
Are you still working this tired sexual tension angle?
I don't know, you're the fortune teller, you tell me.
You want to know what profiling is, really?
Why do I have a feeling I'm going to hear no matter what I say?
It's just noticing behavior.
I'm about to hear about mine. Is that the deal?
Okay. When we first met, when your partner was sarcastic and said, "Yes, ma'am," you instinctively reached for your detective shield, as if you were protecting it. That tells me you don't like him disrespecting the chain of command. But you're also loyal, so you didn't say something to him. I'd say you were military, probably an officer. Praise in public, censure in private, right? You're right-handed, but you have 2 different color pen marks on your left hand. I'd guess you have a toddler at home, just learning how to draw. You don't wear a ring, and you were quick to flirt with me. So you're happy to let people think you are a player. But if I took you up on it, you would run for the hills, because you love your wife, and you would never actually cheat on her.
Oh. You might just solve this case yet.
The show makes profiling look like a magic trick. One perfect description and boom, suspect is caught. While profiling can be a useful tool, it's far from foolproof. Studies show that profiling assists investigations in about 83% of cases, but it can also mislead detectives in nearly a quarter of cases. Academic studies reveal that profiles are often vague and can fit multiple suspects. Profilers themselves admit their work is more about narrowing possibilities than providing a smoking gun.
My team, let me tell you about my team. Agent Morgan fought to protect his identity from the very people who could save him. Why? Because trust has to be earned, and there are very few people he truly trusts. Reed's intellect is a shield which protects him from his emotions, and at the moment his shield is under repair. Prentice overcompensates because she doesn't yet feel she's a part of the team. She needn't worry. Every day, Agent Giroux fields dozens of requests for our team, and every night she goes home hoping she's made the right choices. Garcia fills her office with figurines and to remind herself to smile as the horror fills her screens, and Agent Gideon, in many ways, is damned by his profound knowledge of others, which is why he shares so little of himself, yet he pours his heart into every case we handle.
The BAU is portrayed as a small elite group tackling every major case in the nation. The real BAU is a large department with specialised teams, limited resources and a massive caseload. Most cases are handled by local law enforcement with occasional BAU input. The real BAU consists of multiple units, each with its own speciality. Example, crime against children, counter-terrorism. Only a fraction of cases ever get BAU attention.
I want to determine whether this is an actual message that was left by the dying male or whether this is staging in order to misdirect investigators. So I'd like to know if he had grease on one or more of his hands or fingers, and whether or not he was left-handed or right-handed, and whether or not that was the hand that had the grease on it. The organization level of this crime is fairly low. Even though the offender brought the gun he used to commit the murders with him, he left forensic evidence behind. And that tells me he doesn't have a very high level of forensic or criminal sophistication.
Let's give credit where it's due. Criminal Minds does highlight the importance of understanding victimology and offender psychology. The show also touches on geographic profiling and the value of behavioural patterns in investigations. These elements are grounded in real investigative techniques, even if the Hollywood version is, well, a bit more glamorous. So, is Criminal Minds a masterclass in crime science? Not quite. While it nails up the basics of behavioural analysis, most of what you see is dramatised for TV. Rapid-fire profiling, gunslinging profilers, and near-psychic accuracy? Fiction. But the core idea, using psychology to understand and catch criminals, that's a fact. If you love busting myths and want the real story behind your favourite shows, hit subscribe and ring that bell. Drop a comment. Which TV crime myth should be melted down next? Check out our deep dive into serial killer myths, Hollywood versus reality, for even more truth-forging fun.